Hi, good morning. This is day one at Printpack India, and our first interview of the day is with Samir Patkar, who's president of Heidelberg India. Nice to meet you, Samir.
Nice to meet you.
So, an amazing stand. Can you give us a little bit more of information about what's going on and what people can expect to see?
So we have, end-to-end solutions from Heidelberg. Starting here, you could see the CX92, the Speedmaster CX92. That's coming from our plant from Shanghai.
Okay.
So that's a 4-color press. And we're going to run 3 jobs on the machine. We're going to run a 300 GSM board where we show a monocarton.
Okay.
We will move to a 250 GSM postcard where we want to bring the 175 years highlights of Heidelberg.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and many didn't knew that we were also making church bells.
Really?
Yeah. You see, that's also something that you know.
Exactly. Something
So
I've
when you
learned.
see that, you see the whole transition for the last 75 years until today. So we are celebrating 175 years of Heidelberg. We are celebrating 20 years of Heidelberg China plant.
Okay.
We are celebrating 75 years of Heidelberg at Asia Pacific.
Wow.
And we are celebrating 25 years of Heidelberg India. It's going to be a mega year, I can tell
right.
you. So we are
Okay.
all excited. And then we will flip to a 130 GSM poster.
Okay.
So truly we want to show to the customers that it's not just a press for commercial printing, but it's also good packaging press.
Right. Okay.
So depending on how the markets change, and if they want to move to packaging, they have it here.
Right. Okay.
Right? And a press can't be complete without, a folder gluer. So that's the Diana Easy 115. That's coming from our partner, MK, also in China.
Yeah.
And that will be running at about 350 meters a minute.
Okay.
Right. Apart from that, we've got solutions on flexo printing from Gallus. We've got a printing unit of a Label Master 440. And next to that, we've got something where you can configure a digital press. And that's the newly launched Gallus One.
Ah, okay.
So you can have a 4-color, you can have a 4-color with a cold foil, you can have 4-color with die cutting, a 4-color with a coater, So depending really on the customer's needs, you can actually build that whole configuration. And then we've got solutions of offerings on our services and parts.
Okay.
Because that's being, a very critical thing today. It's not just the machines, but these machines need to be running all the time.
Right. Okay.
So remote connectivity is getting extremely important today. Remote offerings, and we've also now built up our e-shop business, e-commerce. So that's getting more and more important. So customers will get to see that. Safira, that's our brand for consumables.
Yep.
So it's basically we are focusing also on the ecosystem around the press, the right inks, the right coatings, the right chemicals.
Right.
But most important is the Prinect workflow.
The Prinect, yeah.
Because today it's all about having presses connected.
Okay.
Right, and then the seamless transmission of data from the pre-press to the press.
Is that something that's growing in the Indian market?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what's important is, you've seen how Heidelberg has been building now the presses. It's not just the heavy metal thing anymore.
Yeah.
It's also a little bit of connectivity,
Yeah.
reducing touch points of the operator, right? And how can the press also intelligently adjust itself for the job changeovers.
Yeah.
So that's where the Prinect story comes in, extremely important.
Okay. And that's growing in importance in the Indian
Growing a
market.
lot, yeah. So even for us, the whole focus is not just selling the press, but it's also trying to educate the customer
Right.
why these are important things, because everybody today, I believe also all over the world, is talking about OEE, the
Yes.
overall equipment effectiveness.
Yeah.
But it's not just a statement. You got to really build up
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole thing before you address the whole topic.
Yeah. Just want to ask you, coming from Europe, the 92, it's not a standard size that we see a lot of in Europe.
Yes.
Why does the 92 work well for the Indian market?
There's only one answer. You save plates.
Ah, okay.
There's a big saving on plates.
So that's 16 up, is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. And are these machines available in Europe? Should somebody from Europe?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. We have almost 20 of them running already in India.
Right. Okay.
A lot in Asia Pacific, and I believe so. It's a machine available for all over the world. So I don't see any reason why this shouldn't go to Europe.
Yeah.
But what we have seen is the European market is still a lot on the 106.
Yes, of course.
Even when it comes to the commercial print. And in India, you see from the length and breadth of people, 1.4 billion,
Yeah.
from textbooks, it goes, commercial printing is extremely fragmented.
Yeah.
There's school books or textbooks is how we call it, and then industrial books, novels, and then you move into posters, etc. So you find it's very competitive,
Yeah.
and then plate saving becomes a very important thing. So this is the reason why the 92 format.
Right. Okay.
fits well, yeah.
And it has a packaging application.
As a packaging application, there are many jobs. So we get a lot of data from the presses today,
Yeah.
and it's very important to see if you really need a 102, if you need a a press, let's say for pharma, you don't really need a 102,
No.
74, or you can move into 92. So it's a perfect fit also for packaging.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you, and have a fantastic show.
Thank you.